Friends, Cheryl here with inkedpulp, and I am back with another Margarete Miller challenge. This is week 22. Wow, we're buzzing through these weeks. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I really appreciate you stopping by. I hope you'll like it well enough to subscribe and turn on that bell for all notifications. So that you get notified when I upload new videos. And if you're a returning viewer, well, thank you. You know that I really love all my returning viewers and appreciate that you're here. So anyway, let's get started. The props for this week are a border or frame, something found in a library, a bug or an insect, a piece of newspaper, stitching, real, drawn, or stamped, and then the bonus is paint splatters. All right, let's get started. Pull all my stuff out here. Got all kinds of goodies. So the first thing I'm going to do on this page, I love this one that I did last week. The first thing I'm going to do is put down the background, and I'm going to use a piece of black cardstock. I'm going to put it on this way. Alright, so let me get... So I finished that last glue that I had. I've been trying out new glues. And it was okay. I was not super thrilled with it. It was kind of soft. Now this one that I'm trying, someone told me about this. This is the Craft Bond All-Purpose Permanent Bond Glue Stick. Now I did like the purple color on the other one because I could really see where I had my glue and where I was missing spots. So I did like that about it. But it was just really soft, and it just kept, you know, as I was putting it down, it would like form a glob. And I was always fighting with those. So I'm gonna put this down here. So now this one, this glue stick seems to be pretty solid. I'm not getting a lot of glue blobs. So we'll see. We'll see how well it holds and what we think about this one. All right. Oops. Now see, already I'm getting some spots here that it's really not sticking down, but that just could be just that I didn't leave it long enough to set up. So I'm not going to judge too soon. So today is Sunday, tomorrow is Memorial Day. We don't really do anything special, and we don't have any family, any of our deceased family close by, so there's no, you know, going by grave sites and paying respects. We don't have that option here in North Carolina. All of our family that has passed on, they're all back in the Northwest. I think they're all in the state of Washington. Yes, they are. Between central Washington, the Seattle area, and up north near the Canadian border in Bellingham, that's where our family is. They're all over the state between my husband and mine. So we're not going to go pay respects anywhere tomorrow. I think it'll be just a quiet day. All right. So the first thing is a border or a frame. And what I'm going to do is put this down here, and I'm going to leave it a little extra space so it forms like a mat behind it. And I'm actually going to put this up a little ways. And then this is the piece that I cut out of the middle. And it's got a lot of stitching, faux stitching on it. So I thought we would use that for the stitching. And then, yep, let's put this down, and I want to stick this paper down, and then we'll put the frame around it. I was just going to do the black just around the I was going to keep it just around the frame, but then I decided that actually I need to leave this up a little bit. So we are going to put that down there, and for that I think I will grab my art glitter glue because it holds a little bit better. So I went yesterday, lived here 3 years now, and I've never been. We have a community farmers market. And so hubby and I went yesterday. And kind of checked it out. And what I found out after being there is that there we go. It's a weekly market. It's on Saturdays and it's only half day. But they have, it's not just for farmers market, as in vegetables and plants and things, things that come out of a garden, things that farmers would raise. They also have, people who do crafts and things like that. And so I got to asking some of the vendors there if it did well for them, if they really liked it, and did well at the market, and they all said yes, that it's a great opportunity, that they get a lot of people there. And so I think I'm going to apply to the farmers market to be a vendor. And I can take my metalwork, I can take my jewelry, my household goods, and it's close to home. It's like 8 to noon, so it's only half a day, so I can go set up and sell my wares and be done with it. So, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, something found in a library. I've got some books here that I'm going to put down right over that on that little frame here. I really liked how this one turned out. I thought it was fun. Alright, we'll probably have to put some Stabilo all around that. And then I also have, where did I put it? piece of newspaper. I didn't put this down yet. Let me peel this up a little bit because I meant to put that down under there. And I didn't do it. I also should have left this open to put my prompts in. I didn't do it. Let's just take a little piece of this. This is a local newspaper from 1968. And I think I will just stick this down underneath. Underneath here. It's been a couple of days since I picked out my pieces for my prompts, and in that amount of time I managed to forget what I was going to do with them. That's okay. We can usually kind of get things pulled up a bit. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do there. So let's go this way. Let's just put that right in there. There we go. Let's put that down there, and we'll put a little more glue so it sticks. Come on. Let's kind of put that down there. And then maybe, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this up. I don't think so. But I think what I can do is put it right up next to the frame. And it'll look like it's coming out from underneath. Let's put it that way instead for something different, and I think it looks better this way. There. Now, I had another book that I was going to put on here. And I know it's got to be here somewhere because I had it just before going on. Doesn't this happen every time? All right, let me pause for a second. I will look for my missing, I have 2 missing pieces, and then I'll be back. All right, I found my stuff. It had fallen down beneath my remote, and I couldn't see it. Okay, I'm going to put a book up here as well. This is also something found in a library. So I've got books down here, which will outline, and then I've got this one up here. All right, and then we have a bug or an insect, and I've got a few of them. I'm going to put one right down here. These are like little beetles. I also have the insects that are the butterflies, but I thought I would use these up because I really don't use them much. I'm not a big fan of what I call yucky bugs. So Let's see. Nope, that's two on the same side, and I don't want that. How about that one there? And then this one here. All right, let's do this. And you know what? Oh no, I need to put 3 on. I have this thing about 3s, and you gotta have 3 things. This one I am going to ink up a little bit so it stands out. In fact, you know what I think I'll do with this one? Is give it a little extra texture by putting some thread behind it. Let's put a little bit of thread. Oh, I apologize if my camera is zooming in and out. I have it set on manual zoom, so it should not be automatically zooming, but it is. And I called the manufacturer last week, and she knew exactly what the problem was, so I must not be the only one who has it. And she, there we go. They're sending me a new camera, so it also makes a funny duck-like noise when it does the auto focus. And she said, yeah, that shouldn't do that. So sounds like I got a bad camera. Oops, come on. All right, there we go. Now we need some splatters. And I think we need black splatters since the background is black. Oh, before I do that, let me go around, and I actually am not going to use this Stabilo. The Stabilo all. I'm just going to use this. I often use just some graphite to make things stand out, and it works really well for me. So I don't like things too dark. So I'll just use a regular pencil, and not just the outsides, but I'll do the, you know, kind of some insides as well to make it. I can hear my dog roughhousing with my husband upstairs. So if you hear that banging noise, that's what that is. It just helps to make things stand out. So, see, and after it starts doing this autofocus thing, then it'll lose it will lose the ability to manage the brightness. I'm having a lot of problems with this camera. But I think I just got a bad one, and I think once I get my new one, it'll be fine. Because this one worked well for a while. Worked really well. And I'm not sure that that is dark enough. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my charcoal pencil. I don't want to go with the Stabilo because I like the Stabilo. I just think it's too dark. So around the outsides, I'm going to use the dark charcoal pencil, and then on the inside, where I want it to stand out a little more, I'll use the graphite. So different ways to get shading. I also thought about putting a coat of matte medium over this whole thing to give it a non-porous surface, and then use my Pitt big brush markers to do this shading around the edges. But yeah, see, that really stands out a lot more. Yep. This slick paper that the frame is on doesn't want to and then let's Alright, I'm going to pause for a minute and I'm going to go around and do all the shading that I want to do, and then I'll come back and show you. You guys don't need to be bored with watching me shade all of this stuff, so I will be back in a few minutes. Alright, I am back. So I did all the shading that I wanted to do around the images, but now I think these stand out much better. And then down here at the bottom where this frame is, and the charcoal pencil didn't really work real well on it. I am gonna just put a little bit of Sharpie on there, and then I've got the same thing up here. So not all pencils or pens work on all surfaces, so you kind of just have to find I don't know if the Stabilo All would have worked on this. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I do sketchy lines. I don't necessarily draw, like solid lines. I do sketchy lines. I did not draw lines around the bugs because, well, I just didn't want to. But now what I am going to do, so I've got this Sharpie, fine tip Sharpie. I'm going to go over these stitched lines a little bit here so they stand out. And you can see them a little better. And then after we do that, we'll put some black splatters on and call it good. Okay, let me go down this side real quick. Oh, there's a couple more there. I just want to make sure it stands out and people can see that it's stitching. So this was an interesting one to do. I kind of like this. It's compact and everything's sort of clumped together for one big focal area. I don't know what I would call the focal image on this because there's just really a lot. Alright, there we go. Now you can see the... Now the other thing I might do, and I'm not going to do this all online, but around this butterfly, this is where I will use my pencil and outline just to make those butterflies stand out a little more. And I don't know if you can kind of see it already, that one wing that I just did, so I won't do all of that online. I will do that after I get off. So, splatters. Let's get some splatters, and I don't want huge splatters. Let me see what I have for brushes here. Soaking in my water, and I know I shouldn't leave them soaking in the water. Use this one. I'll need to go clean these out after I'm finished here, because they're kind of nasty. Oh man, so I got my whole garden in, you guys. I've got everything in the ground. It's all growing, and I am just really excited. All right, let's... Oh, I got it on the other side. I just cannot do this. I cannot get the hang of this splatter stuff. All right, that's good enough. That is good enough. And I don't need to outline it because, oh, you know what I could do? Let's see if this works. You know, I read somewhere that if you have a jelly pen that's not writing properly, that if you take it and run it over your skin, that your skin warms up that tip and the ink starts flowing better. Yep. So I'm thinking that maybe we should put a little kind of white border around this. And again, the little sketchy lines, I don't want to do anything there we go. A little more sketchy. I'm trying to be careful of my black splatters. And make these a little bit messy around the border. There. So we've got a little bit of white. Now, what I may do also, once these splatters dry, is I may go around the outside of the black and put a white frame on it. Because I think that would enhance it. So you're never done, right? I mean, you look at these things and you say, when is it done? Well, it's done when you feel like it's done. But it is possible to overdo it and go too much. So you have to be a little bit careful with that. Okay, I've got some splatters up here, so I want to be careful of that. And we'll just do the top. And again, just sketchy little lines, nothing. There we go. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's make sure we have everything. I've got a border or a frame, and so I've got that frame going around the butterflies. Something found in a library. I've got books down here and I've got books up here. A bug or an insect. Well, I've got a couple of beetles, and then I've also got butterflies. A piece of newspaper. I've got some here and I've got some up here. Stitching, real drawn or stamped. Well, I got stitching along that edge and I've got some faux stitching, so it's drawn. And then the bonus was paint splatters, and we did the black paint splatters. So that's it. That is my, I'll probably play with this some more because I'm not super happy with this just yet, but I'll play with it, and when I come back on next week, I'll show you what I ended up with. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, please, if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate it. And I will see you next week. Bye.